Well, this is a class trial again, and well, I don't actually have any skills to set anymore to add to my to make things easier or to help me. I don't have enough skill points to actual. That's regulations. I need report card. I don't have enough skill points to buy new skills. Well, I can do with upshift or downshift, but reduces your aiming speed. Effective during the yeah. Aiming speed is sometimes too slow, but sometimes also way too fast. So yeah, I don't like downshift or upshift. Oh, maybe upshift. Making it faster sometimes can be better. What I do want to change is this is what I've worked with the entire time. Logic difficulty kind, but I want to set gentle action difficulty to gentle because oh, those hangman's gambit and the action parts are really no, especially the hangman's gambit is something that's such a pain in my rear end. So I'm sorry if you now feel a little bit betrayed or so, or you think I'm taking the easy way out, but no, the action parts in this game are really not fun. Especially the hangman's gambit and the those at the end, those PTAs or something. How are they called? Those panic time things. Yeah, they are not. Those two are the reasons I would say. Screw it. I don't like those things. The logic drives, those snowboarding or skateboarding levels, those are fun. Those are good, but it is just that those few hangman gambits and a few others that are just so. Yeah, I don't like them. I really do not like them. And if I can make them easier, it's all the better. So, let's continue with the trial.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh my, Monomi? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you?
I think she's pissed.
You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
No, she's pissed.
Chesto!
No, she's pissed.
One more time! Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow! It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monomi. The class trial has started, after all. The
Monomi
victim
is
this
taking
time
back
is
the
Nagito,
reins.
who is attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Actually, agree with Kazuichi here. The traitor might not have done it. This may have other implications. They may have other motivations for Nagito. The traitor might not even know that they are the traitor, or the traitor, just by shutting up or not keeping quiet, might also stay out of it, because Nagito probably didn't even know who the traitor was.
Don't say something so stupid! There's no way in hell I'm the traitor!
Well, you never know.
Now that's more like it! Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person? Or? Monokuma's account, oil lighter, survival knife, duct tape.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up! I'm telling you, they were torturing him!
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito!
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place! If so, the suspect...
Wait. Left stick, move aim, okay, yeah. I didn't never know that you could move the reticle with the D-pad as well. X is the silencer, that goes for the white noise. However, I put the action on gentle, so there is no white noise at this anymore. That's a little bit disadvantage, because on one hand the white noise was actually kind of fun, but fast forward argument is the circle. Fire truth bullet is a triangle. Select truth bullet is L1, R1 is concentrate. And options open to help. Okay.
Is whoever found the bomb first!
That was Fuyuhiko!
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Well, you're a Yakuza. Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No, were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place?
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up! I'm telling you, they were torturing him!
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito!
I don't think so.
No, that's wrong!
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything.
That's
If
true.
he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
That's true.
I'm prepared!
Oh yeah, a rebuttal. Those things.
Ah, I just realized it! It's a trap!
Trap?
Stupid Hajime! You got caught in that trap!
Stupid? Burned rope, survival knife, duct tape, spear of Gunyear, Monokuma plushie, torture wounds, maybe the duct tape?
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap! He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated! I can't back down!
Oh wait, I forgot, I need it. Ah, well, I need to learn how to just a little bit more, and I can draw something out next time.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was, you obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap! He He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
I didn't do
tape his
this.
mouth shut. How is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention, this is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Nope.
Damn it!
I think bomb's location after killed him.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap!
Damn it!
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped, you obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap! They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention, this is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct-taped his mouth shut.
Hajime, you idiot. What are you saying? Are you trying to rebuke me with that?
Crap!
No,
Pay attention, this is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct-taped his mouth shut.
no. After they killed him.
Crap!
Oh wait, no.
Pay attention, this is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Allow me to cut
It's
through
after they
those
killed
words.
him. I was forgetting that's the part. They couldn't duct tape his mouth
No,
shut after they
there's
killed
no doubt
him.
Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? You might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
No.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Really? Do you try to do it with that? Are you in elementary school or something?
You
Yeah.
were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds. Which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so he wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
For what?
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
Really?
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
Did they?
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
That was poorly done then, if they tried to destroy the evidence. Through fire, because... 1. The fire was in front of a curtain, and the curtain was put on fire. And it hardly reached, or did it even reach Nagito's body? Second, the fire didn't even get all the way to the front, because you saw those Monokuma panels were actually quite in line with that. And third, why did the fire start at a certain specific moment? I don't think the fire was for destroying evidence. It was used as a decoy for something else. No. Also, how interesting that Gundham actually got an X on his face instead of just 2 lines like others. That's a nice nifty detail.
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that?
And Teruteru to a fork and knife.
When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Was it the very back?
Which means it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Actually, the fire was
Even
set
if
by
it
one
was
of us.
only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
That's
Some
true.
kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alright,
Seriously?
let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Okay. This guy crushing on Sonia so much is really getting tired. That he's been burned so much already. I feel so sorry for Sonia for having this guy crushing on him like this, and just be your own man, dude. That's why she liked Gundham so much. Gundham didn't try to be didn't try to suck up to her. Gundham was just his own man, showing kindness and compassion to animals that she liked. She saw something in Gundham that she liked. Kazuichi, there's nothing in you that she sees that she likes. You are sucking up to her. You are trying way too hard. And now that I say that out loud, that just reflects a little bit on my own life. It's not that I don't try too hard. I don't try at all. I don't even get near women to get into a relationship because they are so scary. Yeah, but getting to see this kind of things, oh, it's so tiring.
Damn right it is!
Wait, what? The reason for the fire, huh? They're right, we need to clear that up first. I think the oil lighter is probably the thing that
The
triggered
direct
it.
cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
Yes.
Killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
No, they did not throw it.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
No.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
No.
Or perhaps opening the door caused intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
The latter thing not, but opening the door and then a stacks falling over Some kind of setup was used.
The direct cause of the fire was
Monokuma panels.
the oil lighter found at the crime scene,
Now
right?
I have two things to agree
killer
with.
used some
I'm
kind of
wondering
setup.
which two of...
the
Oh,
curtain
which
on fire
one
with the
was
lighter.
it? It can be Fuyuhiko all the way in the
Kind of
middle.
setup?
Or
Did they
Sonia
use the oil
at
as an
the end.
improvised fuse?
At the end.
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
No, they didn't.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
No.
Perhaps opening the door caused intense
Yeah.
wind pressure to tip over
I
the lighter.
missed. I missed. Okay, I'm going for Miss Sonia.
The direct cause of the oil lighter
But
found at
that
the killer
means I
used
have
something with the
to
curtain.
go
Some kind of
all
setup.
the
Did they
way
use the oil?
to
It probably
the
just
end
based on the shape
again.
it can stand up.
If they tipped over, it could have ignited.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a
No.
way to tip it over with sound waves.
No.
Or perhaps opening the door caused.
I agree with that.
That one is it.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan!
No, sorry.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels.
Like dominoes.
A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right?
Oh, I really missed the time that here in the Netherlands when we had D-Day. Well, D-Day is kind of referred to something in the Second World War, when the Allies also landed in France. But there is also, that was years back, when they were doing Domino Day, it's actually. There was just a group of people here that spent the entire year setting up dominoes to make some of the greatest, funnest aspects, really pieces of art that would become visible as soon as the dominoes actually started falling over, because the dominoes at the top and at the sides had different colors. And the goal was to have as many dominoes fall over as possible, and that they could set up. And it was really a intense work, because they had to have this big area and a very big and they all had to make it, and hopefully no one would come along and just knocked over an entire project. It was nerve-wracking to just see it, to know what they did. It was really awesome. Too bad they aren't doing that anymore. Maybe because they've done it several years, and from a certain point interest just waned for it. But seeing those Monokuma panels really reminded me of this again. Oh.
It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line.
Yep.
Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
To the lighter.
Does that mean anything?
As soon as...
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
Yep, and when Akane opened the door, they all went to the lighter and kicked over the lighter into the cloth of the curtain in the back, and it started to fire.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second. And from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
You know, just at that schematic, I just noticed something else. The Monokuma plushie was a lot closer to the fire than Nagito was with his arms and legs. And Nagito had a burned rope, but the Monokuma plushie wasn't burnt at all. That's weird.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
I guess so.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Play loud music. The killer did one more thing to hide the domino effect. I think it's playing the way too loud music, because then you don't hear the panels falling over. MP3 player. Turn that one in.
I see! You were talking about the MP3 player, right?
Right.
That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were still used to the bright sunlight. Within that darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume. Hey, do you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really damn loud. Does Nagito like listening to this depressing crap? Well, maybe he did. No, I'm talking about the music. Oh, no, I'm not talking about the music. Oh, so I guess Akane also had pretty well. And as if on cue, it suddenly started. So Akane had good ears as well.
So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
You know, that tells me something. Akane is pretty feral, if it comes to it. She has a really good nose that smells a lot. And she has good ears to recognize dangerous sounds or anything over other sounds. Those are pretty much feral traits. Damn, she really is an animal. It's fine, I'll open it slowly. Not to mention she is really aggressive. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine! With those words, Akane brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Clatter clap. Huh? It's not opening! Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it. I knew it! It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you? It'll be fine. I just gotta use a little more force. What happened to opening it slowly? Akane ignored their protest and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Bam!
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
That's pretty
But the
likely.
blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
Oh! The door was the only entrance to the warehouse. I see, so the problem Chiaki's talking about. If they stack the dominoes, then they couldn't have left after they set up the dominoes. Or they should have been able to set up the dominoes from outside the warehouse. So, who then is the killer? Because everyone else was outside. Everyone was outside.
I see!
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
The only one inside
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
was Nagito.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Yeah, there was only one person
You
inside.
don't mean...
But if that's true, this murder,
Hajime? What do you mean?
the person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse, there's only one person who could have done that. Oh boy, this murder just became a suicide then. Because Nagito was the only one inside. Unless he could reach the windows up top and crawl out from there. Oh, how weird. That's weird. And this is kind of bloody. This is just... Oh, this looks like drumsticks. Next, and this one looks kind of normal. This one looks kind of normal. This one looks like two-sheeted swords. This one looks like... This, kinda looks normal, but also not. This one looks normal. This looks like a emergency cross. Oh wait, I have to select Nagito, otherwise time will run out.
This is my answer! What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator too. Maybe.
Please don't add those
This was a
maybes.
suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
Is he really that crazy? Well, he is crazy, but this is also, again, another level of crazy. If he wants to become the ultimate hope, doesn't that mean he also wants to see himself become the ultimate hope? It's another level of crazy, you know? That makes me wonder what could have driven him to do something to himself like that. Or does he want to see everyone murdered by class trial failure? What kind of level of crazy is Nagito actually? How far does his craziness actually go? That's so creepy at this moment.
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Well...
Yeah, you're right.
Was he?
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. Did we actually check the fourth pillar if there was other rope attached to it? I don't think we ever looked at that one. No, we didn't. I think the burned...
To actually tie up your own arms and legs.
burned
That's
rope.
obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke!
Is that a
dirty joke?
If our assumption that Nagito committed suicide is correct, Nagito should have tied himself up too. That's okay, right? I don't think both his
To
arms
actually
were
tie
tied.
up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
Oh wait, this wasn't?
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
Huh.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Or Nagito is telekinetic. Our assumption that Nagito committed suicide is correct. Nagito should have tied himself up too. That's okay, right? I think it's the first one.
To
Fuyuhiko.
actually tie up your own arms and legs.
This
No,
one.
that's wrong!
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
Was it burned by the fire?
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
You proved that the burnt rope on Nagito's right arm is a trap. The lighter, the duct tape, his right sleeve. I would say I've said the Monokuma plushie because it was closer to the fire than his arm. But then again, the origin of the rope on the pillar, was that also closer to the fire? But I think we also mentioned the right sleeve, that there was nothing wrong with the right sleeve, while the rope was burned.
I see!
Take a close look at his right sleeve. Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree? A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural.
Well, considering the
That
length.
rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
What?
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
Good
That's
one.
definitely wrong.
No. Paying
Fine.
is okay.
I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
Ah, that much is obvious.
Yeah, it depends.
You tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
We never gave you any Benjamins. Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back. What the heck? We never gave you a Benjamin and you never gave us a Benjamin. So Akane, please get things right.
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
Wait, what? You never gave us a Benjamin. And you talked about we giving you a Benjamin. Akane, please. A way to stab yourself in the right hand using only your right hand. It's okay. There's definitely an answer for this. Yeah. I think that's what the plushie was for. Blood on the girder? No, survival knife, burned. Yeah, the plushie, it makes more sense.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
That's one heck of a throw.
Expert? Maybe he propped the knife somehow? And slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
If Nagito could only use his right hand to stab himself in the palm, how did he do it? Well, throwing is a possibility, but...
How could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
That
he threw the knife into the
is
air
one lucky throw!
and let the knife
Which
fall.
is not
Could he stab his hand that way?
that uncommon for Nagito. He is lucky.
Knife expert? Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
I think he propped it with the
I agree
plushie.
with that.
I don't think he left that one to chance.
The life-size Monokuma plushie.
How lucky
He must have used that to prop the knife.
How lucky Nagito may be, I don't think he had the strength to actually throw the knife high enough that it could actually gain enough speed and force to stab him that well. He was already bleeding, I think, because he used the knife was used to make those other wounds. That would be a really lucky throw. So he needed to prop it with something.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach.
And the blood on it.
He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.